Hello viewers. The topic of discussion of this video is a disease caused by a fungus on areca nut and is called as fruit rot of areca nut. And in Karnataka and in Kannada it is commonly called as Kole Roga. Contents of this video: introduction, disease symptoms, etiology and disease cycle, factors which favor the spread of the disease, and disease management. Areca nut, Areca catechu, which belongs to the family Palmae. It is a commercially and socially important non-food crop in Southeast Asia. Areca nut is not a native crop of India, but it is believed to be a native to Malaysia or Philippines, where it is grown in many varieties. It is a tropical crop which grows from West Indies to east coast of Africa and in Bangladesh, China, Sri Lanka and Malaya. It was from Southeast Asia that the crop spread to Asia and India, where it is cultivated as a cash crop. The Indian Ayurveda texts also refer to the areca nuts as a traditional medicine. Its use in India is also noted from the pre-Vedic period and was described by the word tambula in ancient Indian civilization. It is extensively used in religious rites of birth, marriage, and other occasions, and it is offered to guests as a mark of hospitality. It is offered to gods in veneration in the form of tambula, which consists of one areca nut placed over two betel leaves. Areca nut is extensively used as a masticator in South and Southeast Asian countries. It is chewed with or without betel leaves. However, in India, it has a special ethno-religious importance. Areca nut production in India is the largest in the world, as per FAO statistics of 2017. Within India, Karnataka produces almost 63% of the crop, followed by Kerala and Assam, and hence Karnataka leads the country in areca nut production. Fruit rot of areca nut is caused by a fungus Phytophthora aracae. Heavy rainfall, wind, low temperature, alternate sunshine favors the disease growth. The occurrence of disease could be identified by the unusual shedding of fruits during southwest monsoon season. In a severe case of infection, fruit stalk and the axis of the inflorescence also affected. The infection occurring towards the end of the southwest monsoon season may not develop the typical symptoms of the fruit rot and dry up without shedding of the nuts, and the mycelium remain mummified. A detailed account of the disease with its causal organism is documented by Coleman in 1910 in his pioneering work on the fruit rot. Waterhouse in 1974 described symptoms of fruit rot as a development of chlorotic area with loose mycelium and luxuriant sporangia. The infected nuts show discoloration of the kernel, reduction in weight, and formation of large vacuoles. The fruit rot leads to both qualitative as well as qualitative loss to the crop, and the infected nuts lose their value. Symptoms of the disease: rotting and extensive shedding of the immature nuts, The initial symptoms appear as dark green or yellowish water-soaked lesions on the net surface near the perianth. The first sign of the disease is on the nuts, on which a water-soaked lesions usually develop towards the base. Because of this watery rot, the disease is locally called as nirugole. That is the initial symptom. Fruits lose their clear natural green color due to infection. The infected nuts are lighter in weight and possesses large vacuoles. The disease gradually spreads among the bunch, ultimately covering the entire bunch wherein they rot and shed from the bunches. White mycelial mass envelops on entire surface of the fallen nuts. Infected nuts lose their luster. This type of symptom with boost-like growth of fungus is locally known as Buserigole. Fruit stalks and the axis of the inflorescence rot and dry, sometimes being covered with white mycelial mats. Very often, the top of the infected trees may also dry, resulting in weathering of leaves and bunches. Etiology and disease cycle. Rain and wind plays an important role in the initiation and spread of the disease, since low temperature and high humidity are favorable for the growth of the fungus. Fungus makes entry to the host tissue through the stomata or epidermis. The mycelium is inter or intracellular, cynocytic, but forms septa in older stages. Haustoria are finger-like, occasionally branched and sparsely produced. The sporangiophores are irregularly branched and sporangia are piriform to elliptical in shape. The entry is aided by the mycelium or the germ tube of the germinating sporangia. Oospores are sexual spores and are also act as dormant spores which survive for 4 to 5 years. Oospores in diseased nuts at the end of the season and dormant mycelia present in cracks and crevices of the tree helps the pathogen to perpetuate from season to season. The fruit bunches infected towards the end of the rainy season may remain mummified on the palm, and such nuts provide inoculum for fruit rot in the next season. This is the schematic representation of the disease cycle. There are two parts, one is asexual cycle and second one sexual cycle. In asexual cycle, it begins with zoospore formation, then encystment of zoospores, landing on the host plant surface, then germination of cysts, development of mycelium, sporangiophore development, formation of sporangia, and zoospore production. In sexual cycle, the mycelium produces both antheridia and oogonia. So it begins with gametangial contact, plasmogamy, karyogamy, formation of oospores, then by meiosis, formation of zoospores. So this is how the sexual cycle takes place in this fungus. Factors which favors the spread of the disease: intermittent rains with alternate sunshine help for the rapid spread of the disease. The close plantation of trees and plant grown in valleys gives ideal condition for the spread. The optimum temperature for the fungal development is 18 to 22 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity more than 95% is congenial for the development of the disease. Now, disease management. Cleanliness and field sanitation, including destruction of diseased tree tops and plant parts. Removal of all dried and infected bunches attached to the palm plant. Collect and destroy of all fallen and infected nuts. Cover the healthy bunches with polybags. Use of disease-resistant varieties. Use of healthy seeds or seedlings or planting material. Treat the seeds or seedlings or planting material with recommended pesticides, especially biopesticides. Follow proper tree spacing. Spraying 1% Bordeaux mixture.